Uh, this is activity number 1.7. The speed of the processor. We discussed this earlier. The amount of work that can be done within a second, or to be exact, number of clock cycles per second measured in hertz. And nowadays it's in gigahertz level. So the speed of a processor usually we will see in the units. Gigahertz. Right. Then we discuss about the monitors. It is better to select a monitor in size and consumes. Okay. What should be the size, right? Smaller the better, larger the better. So it's larger the better, right? So we can say large in size and consumes about the electricity should be less, right? So remember we discussed there are three types of monitors we discuss, right? Dharanji, what are the three types?
CRT monitor, LED monitor, and LCD monitor.
Exactly. So we start with the CRT monitors, then we had LCD, and then finally we had LED, which consumes the least amount of electricity, right? So it should be less for second one. The third one, the capacity of a main memory is given in with an extended period of warranty, thus the cost of a computer, right? The capacity of a main memory is given in capacity of main memory, right? So capacities, there are two units, gigabytes and terabytes. What is the capacity in main memory? That is RAM, right? Yes, if you remember, it's in gigabytes, right? Usually 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, and so on. Not more than that, right? So we can say that given in gigabytes, yes. With an extended period of warranty, the cost of the computer, what will happen? Computer cost will go up, right? Goes up. Needed. Right, next one. The capacity of a hard disk. So we discussed that the memory is in gigabytes. Then we have left with, yes, terabytes. So usually the capacities are 250 gigabytes or 512. The most common one nowadays is about 1 terabytes, right? So we will have computers. If you want to purchase a computer, you will see that we will have at least 1 terabyte. I hope you remember last time we were looking at different configurations available, right? So that's what we discussed, right? Remember? Okay, right? That we have already seen. Right. The capacity of main memory is than the capacity of hard disk. So main memories we already discussed in gigabytes, right? So it should be less than, right? So it should be less than. Okay, Dhananji, good. I only got the answer from Dhananji, but I hope others, when you are asked to do something as a homework, you should complete and send it to me, right? Otherwise, I might have to, you know, talk to your parents. Right. Let's go back. Right. Now, what we were discussing last time is about the warranties. And I told you there are different types of warranties available, like manufacturer. That means those who actually manufacture your machine, they'll give you a warranty for that in case if there's a failure, they will either, you know, get repaired or like replace with a new one. And then sometimes the time given by the manufacturer is about 1 year. And if you need like more than 1 year, then you have to go for extended warranty, which means you pay and extend the warranty for 2 years. So you have to spend some money on that. Then the third one I told you, when you go for organizations and they don't have to time to visit, you know, repair shops and so on. What they prefer is they like to have the technicians comes to their place. This is called on-site warranty, which means if something goes wrong in your machine, they will come and visit to your place. Okay. So this is what we call on-site warranties. Right. Then we also discuss about the prices. Now, when you look at the price matters, isn't it? So depend on what you are going to select for your specification, especially technical specifications like RAM, like hard disk, right? So depend on those, you know, price will vary. Now, price of a computer is rather high with high-speed processor. Yes. Now, we know that we have processors like Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, Core i9. So higher this number, the higher the price for the computer, right? And of course, it will be fast as well. Right. Now, the next one is a computer with a large monitor is comparatively high in price. So we have about like 15-inch monitors, 70s, 21-inch, quite common nowadays. Then you have 32-inch, 40-inch, and so on. People go for large monitors because you can clearly see, right? So for example, graphic editing, like if you're a graphic designer, usually you need a large monitor. If you're a video editor, of course, you need a large monitor. So depend in your profession, right? Then you have to decide how large your monitor should be. Now, the price will be low if you have a less memory capacity. Now, the typically nowadays we have about like 8 gigabytes of memories, but there could be 4, there could be 2, there could be even 1 gigabyte. So which means lower the memory and then lesser the money you have to pay for it. Then hard disk capacity. If you want to increase more, so you have to pay more, right? You have to pay more. So what is recommended is depend on your requirements, decide on this one. Not to say that you are going to go for lowest price. So sometimes we might decide, okay, we'll go for lowest price. Then you will later figure out the computer that you have selected is not suitable for your purpose. So remember, your requirements are more important than the price, right? So that's what we have completed. Right. So there's an important message. It is not advisable to purchase a computer considering only price. So price is not only the consideration. You have to look for others as well. You have to look for warranties. You can look for technical details. Right. Now, services after sale. You know what? Now, sometimes we purchase a computer, and fortunately, if nothing goes wrong, you can happily work for about, let's say, 3 years without any issue. But things go wrong, right? Which means if your computer is not working, broke, breakdown for some reason, then you have to go for after sale service. What do you mean by after sale service? Now, usually when you're going to purchase a computer, they, somehow try to, sell their product to us. And once there's a problem, we might not get any help from them. So this is one thing you need to consider. So the first of all the computer sales sensors, they should do the following: providing technical advice, technical assistance, telephone, email, website. So everything should be there, right, to provide uh, service. So when you're selecting a vendor or a place, you have to think about their reputed names and also from the manufacturer. So the computers, remember we discussed there are AMD processors, right? Intel processors and so on. So you should usually buy with the reputed name. Right, let's move on to activity 1.8 then. So I want everyone to send me the answers. Either you can use a WhatsApp, you write down the answers, take a picture and send it to me, or you can just type your answers in the chat. Okay, so let's start with 1.8. Now this activity 1.8, you have given a table, and then first column you have specifications, and second and third column you have configurations of two computers. So processor is given, main memory is given, hard disk given, size and type given, operating system details are given, period of warranty given, and price is there. Right, now here are the questions. There are only about 6 questions. I want you to answer it soon as possible and send me the answers.
Okay, let me, no problem. උතරට මම WhatsApp එකේ වන්නද workbook එක? නැත්නම් මේකෙන් බලලා උත්තර දෙන්න. මේක දිහා බලලා උත්තරේ දෙන්න පුතේ. ගහන්නේ processor එක දීලා තියෙනවා Intel Core i3 2.4 GHz AMD Core 2 GHz. වැඩි හරියන්නේ පුතේ ගේම් එක හරියන්නේ.
AMD processor. So we can say this is right. This is AMD processor. So you can say AMD. Right. Anyway, good. The next one. Which computer has a main memory with higher capacity? Now, main memory meaning RAM, higher capacity. Is it computer A or is it computer B?
Computer A.
Yes, it should be computer A. Why? Computer A, you have 4 gigabytes. Computer B, you have 2 gigabytes. So the answer for the second one, right? Question number 2, it's A. Right? Right. So this is 4 gigabytes. This is 2 gigabytes. So the answers, so this is AMD, right? And the second one is 4 gigabytes. Right, third question. Which computer has the largest screen? Senhiru? Which computer has the largest screen?
Computer A.
Yes, we have largest screen in computer A because it's 19.5-inch LED monitor. So it's computer A. So we can type the answer for that is A. Right. Which computer has a hard disk with lesser storage capacity? NetMe? Computer with lesser storage capacity. Is it A or is it B? Dhananji?
Computer B.
Computer B, yes. So it should be B. It should be B. So the answer for the fourth one, this should be B. Right, fifth one, I hope you can answer for the fifth one. Give 3 possible reasons for computer A to cost more. Now, when you compare the two computers, you see that computer A is more expensive than computer B. Computer A is more expensive than computer B. We need 3 reasons for that. Okay, let me. It's okay. You can make mistakes. So you don't have to really worry about whether you are making a mistake. That's okay. Just give it a try. Seniru?
High hard disk capacity, high main memory capacity, and larger screen.
Yes, you have a large capacity, high capacity in hard disk because it's 1 terabyte. You have a large screen and also a latest computer, LED one, so 19.5 is larger, as well as technology is new technology. We have LED monitor, right? And then what is the third one? The processor is also high. Another one is Windows 10, because Ubuntu is free, and Windows 10 you have to pay extra money for that, right? So the reasons are the high processor capacity, 2.4 gigahertz, high memory, 4 gigabytes, high hard disk capacity, 1 terabyte, a large monitor, 19.5, and as well as Windows 10. Right. Okay. So let's move to the reasons. Yes. There could be a couple of reasons we can talk about. We can say high speed processor, right? We can say it's a high speed processor. Large memory. Yes, you have a large memory capacity. High disk capacity. You can have high disk capacity. That's also another thing. Large monitor size. You can say latest monitor with large screen. Yes. What else? You have Windows 10, 10 OS. So it's a commercial. You have to pay for it. Right. Good. The next thing is state two non-technical specifications. Dhananjay, two non-technical specifications. Yes, Dhananjay. to non-technical specifications. Let me.
Price and the warranty period.
Yes, exactly. We can have the price. It's a non-technical. Technical means the sizes, the speed and capacities and so on. But the non-technical, price is another one. Period of warranty, another one. Reputation of the company is another one. Likewise, we can talk about technical specifications. So we can say, right? We can say price in warranty so warranty and the reputation after sales service and so on. Okay, so all these comes under the non-technical specification. So remember, so knowing that you are going to purchasing a reputed company matters, right? There will be slight pricing is increased, but now to discuss what ports are available, right? So you know that the computer can connect to many devices, right? Many devices. You have many devices, right? What are the devices that you can connect? You can connect keyboard, mouse, right? Tablets, printers, many things. So if you look at the backside of a computer, right, there are many ports are there. Many ports. Many ports are there. Now, for example, let me give you one. Let me share the screen. So this is backside of a desktop computer. Backside of a desktop. This is actually quite old computer, so that's why you see sometimes very strange, ports. Now these two ports, are you familiar with these two ports? Are you familiar? Have you seen these ports in your computer as well? If you have a laptop nowadays, a new one, then you don't see this. But if it is quite old one, you see there are what we call PS2 keyboard, right? PS2 keyboard. This is called PS2, the shape of the port. Now, early days before USB comes in, right? People used to connect both keyboard and mouse. Now, keyboard into this, and then mouse into this, the two different colors. Right, then there are USB ports. This is we normally call USB version 2 in white color. In blue color, we normally have USB 3, the recent one, right? Okay, and then we have a serial ports, especially early days, the mouse were connected to this, very early days, right? Then this is network port. We also call RJ45. Then eSATA, this is another port. HDMI, right? Another port. This is, if you remember, VGA port, and this is a DVI port. This is SVD. So HDMI, VGA, DVI, all these ports used to connect monitors, projectors, and so on. Then these are audio ports. And this is earlier we had a parallel port we call printer port sometimes, right? So likewise, you can see there are a number of ports are there, right? But actually, if you look at, let me show you another picture, right? So in this one, you will see a lot of other ports as well, right? This one, right? So these are the connectors and ports both, right? Let me increase the size. Yes. Okay, you see here. Now USB keyboard and mouse, there are various types you will get. Then when it comes to storage devices, right, here are the different ports you are getting. Network, printer, right? So these are the ports. Many ports are there. Audio ports, video ports, right? There are many, and power. So you see that there are many ports inside the computer. Actually, we will learn later on exactly what those are, right? We will see what those are. Okay. Right. Now, having said that, let me go back and discuss the content. Now, there are many ports, but if you look at USB ports, right? Now, USB ports are quite common nowadays. Now, I told you early days, we had a keyboard and mouse, we had a port called PS2. But nowadays, you can see keyboard and mouses are connected to USB ports. So the printers, keyboard, mouse, scanners, external hard disk, external DVD drives, digital camera, web camera, barcode readers, memory drive, pen drive, everything can be connected to USB ports. Now, can you tell me why do you think USB ports are quite popular like this? What are the reasons do you think? Any reason you think? Dhananjay? Why do you think the USB is so popular that you can connect many devices to those ports? Let me. Nehru, why do you think? Yes, one reason, there are a couple of reasons. One reason USBs are popular because you can connect multiple devices, and then when you work with the devices, the data insertion, data input and output is quite fast in USB. You have seen PS2 earlier. If you have a PS2 keyboard and if you have USB keyboard, USB keyboards are faster than PS2 keyboards. So one reason is data transfer rate is high. One reason is data transfer rate is high. And then another one is you can take power from USB ports. You know that sometimes you connect some devices in the USB port and you see that it will work. Like small fans are there. There are USB fans where you can connect, right, to USB port. Yes. There are USB, yes, fans. You can use it. Let me share a small video on this. So this is a USB fan, where you see one side you have a fan, the other side you have USB port, right? So which means another reason for USB quite popular, the reason is, yes, you can take power. So when device need power, you can take power from USB devices. So you see that there are a number of reasons why USB ports are quite popular, right? So you see that there are printers, there are keyboards, there are mouse, scanner, external hard disk, external DVD drive, digital camera, web camera, barcode readers, memory card, and pen drive. If you're not familiar with any of these devices, are you familiar with the all? Nananji, let me know. I can show you, I can discuss more details. Are you familiar with these devices? These are known as peripheral devices, which means you can connect those devices to the computer. Are you familiar with all devices? Printer, of course, I guess you know. Keyboard, mouse, you know. Scanner, yes, like a photocopy machine. So you can take a digital copy of whatever the document you have. And then we have external DVD drives, then digital camera, web camera. Web camera and digital camera, I guess you are familiar. Hard drive and DVD drive. Okay, maybe I will quickly show you. Right. So can you send me in the chat what are the devices you are not familiar from the list so that I can show you. Right, let me start with the external hard drive. So external hard drive means the hard disk, okay, externally. Through a USB you can connect. Right, okay. Let me share one. So this is external DVD drive, hard drive, where you will have a hard disk inside, right? And then you can connect through a USB. So external hard disk. And then external DVD drive. So similarly, you can have external, DVD drives, right? So you can connect the DVD externally to the computer. So this is also one possibility, right? Digital camera, web camera, barcode readers. Okay, if you visit to shopping malls, you should see this. Now, barcode means, right? So something like this. If you take your book, any other device, most of the time you see the vertical barcodes usually will represent a number, right? So when there's a reader there, the barcode reader can read this number. So the reader is a device which used to read these lines. So that's why we call it reader. And then using this device, something like this, if you go to shopping malls, you will see, right, when you purchase a good, especially if you're a computerized system, right, you will see similar devices. There are many devices. So sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like this. So you can pinpoint, right? Or it will be at the desk usually. So which will read this, read a number. So the barcode is actually number. Then we have QR codes. Then we have QR code, something like this. So QR code, you can have a lot of information. Like you can have your name. Now, if you go to QR code generators, there are free online QR code generators. So you can go there and you can select one of the services, right? So for example, whatever the text you want to have it, you can put, let's say, yes. So this is how this piece of text is there. Or you can have a URL. You can have something like www.mahanaonline.lk. This is our website. You can have the QR code. So you see it's changing. Right. There are many, generators are there. And sometimes you can have pictures as well. So for example, yes. Right. You can have frames if you want. You can have scan me. You can have different shapes. So like this, can have different shapes. You can even have logos, the logo inside this. It's possible. Right, you see that the QR code, which contains a lot of information. A lot of information, you can keep it as a QR code. So remember that. And then QR code readers. Of course, if you have a mobile phone, there are apps where you can scan. Right, QR code scanning applications are there. So there you can find the information. Okay. So that's about the barcode readers. So let's get back to the lesson again. Right? Then memory card and then pen drives, usually right? Okay, so let's quickly do the activity 1.9 in the workbook. So workbook, okay. Right, maybe the list I will show you. Let me take this list. Okay, classify whether this list is storage, input, output, or storage. There are many devices. This is not the whole list. But I will give you the list so that you can easily right. So there are a lot of devices you can connect as a USB. I want you to classify those devices as input, output, and storage. You can either use a chat